Hey guys, Asher Racial Legends. Welcome to the video. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you're going through something and you need them out there today. Guys, thanks for clicking on this one. It's going to be a banger of a video because we're going to talk about an old school. I'm talking an original champion in Raid Shadow Legends who I have been using here almost, 7.5 years later. A heck of a lot more. And it's really cool when a champion doesn't get a buff like an old school champion, but the meta just evolves in a way which automatically or suddenly allows them to emerge inside the meta. So the champion that we're going to be talking about today is actually Foley. And there's a few reasons as to why. First of all, I've always liked Foley in PvE. He's actually on my main Fire Knight team. I've got like a Foley, Mikage, Newt, Cardial type team with a couple ally attackers, right? But Foley's really good because he places my decreased defense. Moreover, he has a quad hit on his A1 and a quad hit on his A2. I really like it, and he can help me get through all those waves with a strong, hard-hitting AoE in Sealed Fate. What is he lacking? Well, there's no survivability mechanism. You can tell he's an old school champion. I mean, look at these base stats. This screams 2019 or 2018 beta. He was actually a beta champion, so a real true original here in the game. And honestly, for an original, not all the original champions in Raid have aged very well aesthetically. But this guy, I think he still looks freaking BA. Don't you guys? I mean, really cool design. It's almost like they updated it. That's pretty hard to believe he's an original compared to some of the others out there. I mean, the Bumblebee, you know? He's actually not that bad, is he? Okay, anyway, why am I using Foley suddenly outside of just Fire Knight, which I always use Foley on my account? Well, check out this passive, Living Armor, guys. I want you to, we're going to read it, and then I want you guys to think about the meta right now. It's a very unique position in Raid Shadow Legends compared to any other point in history, maybe with one exception, which we'll talk about. Whenever an enemy places a stun, a freeze, a sleep, or a provoke on this champion, instantly removes the debuff, heals him by 20% of his max HP, and boosts his turn meter by 50%. It happens every 3 turns when he is booked. So let's think about the meta right now, right? Not only, we've been in stun heavy metas before. I mean, Armand's is a thing, right? He still is a thing, obviously. But we're in a very unique meta right now where stun and freeze and sleep are all very, very, very meta. Let me talk about why. First of all, I just went against him in the arena. I'm starting to see a lot of Edward Kenway, by the way. I don't have him. Congratulations if you do. I'm starting to see him drafted here and there. I'm starting to, in live arena. I'm starting to see him on arena defenses. Right now, we've got a couple hours until the season ends at the time of this recording. So I'm going to play some Platinum. I'm top 100 right now. I might fall a little bit while I'm blabbing to you guys and show you the Foley build. But I'm seeing a lot of Edward Kenway, right? He's got an Ignore Stone Skin with a block revive. He's got a perfect Veil. He's pretty nasty, right? He's got the Ensnare synergy. But what else does he have? He has an AoE Sleep. Sleep. Who else is super annoying right now in terms of meta? Theodosia. What does she have? An AoE Sleep. I haven't seen this much sleep in the arena meta since Prince Kymar was meta with his Abyssal Gaze. There's a lot of champions that sneakily have a single target sleep or some sort of a sleep mechanic in their kit, and they're releasing more, all of a sudden, sleep champions. So that benefits Foley. Of course, what about stun? I mean, yeah, Armand's is still a thing in a very, very big way. His use rates are still sky high, and of course, he has the AoE stun. What about right here in the same faction, Odin? He's got the AoE stun. Now, all of these, when they're placed on Foley, they're going to instantly be removed, but just as importantly, I say, boosts his turn meter, which allows us to build him a little bit on the slower side. It really affords us some wiggle room in terms of how we want to build this champion. But I'm not done yet. Really quickly, I don't need to go over every champion in the game, but I could keep going, man. This meta right now is littered with stuns. Star Sage Galathir, right? Littered with freezes, right? I mean, look at this. We got Lady Noelle. You know, arguably one of the best champions out there, the best reviver maybe in the game. She has an AoE freeze along with her revive on her A3 ability. We have, of course, I mean, not that he's a meta champion in the arena right now, not endgame, but we got Yukimasa with AoE freezes. We've got, of course, she is meta, Hilvi. She's got freeze for days. You got buff removal and freeze. We got Tormund because of Hilvi. He's back in the meta. He's got freeze on his passive, of course. Gurgo the Augur. Good old Gurgo. I can keep going on and on, right? There's a lot of freeze right now in the meta, and I haven't mentioned even nearly all the champions out there. So am I running Foley as my main offensive weapon everywhere in the arena? No, I'm not. I'm using him when I encounter a freeze, stun, or sleep heavy, or provoke for that matter, team. You can't place him on Foley. At least you can't place him the first time, and then he needs those cooldowns to go by. But the low-key best part about Foley is he can defeat Mercurial Gear because he has the double hit on his Sealed Fate and 2 quad hitter abilities. That's a lot of total guard gone from your enemy team. Now, I probably have the world's strongest Foley, and that's not a brag. That's I spent too much money in this game confession. I've got a fully empowered, fully awakened Foley, so we're going to push him to his limit in today's video, guys, and it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. What is the downside on Foley as a damage dealer? Again, no survivability, no like a fail-safe mechanic to keep himself alive, other than that passive with the, the mild heal there, no unkillable block damage, anything like that. The other knock on Foley, though, frankly, he has a decreased their turn meter by 15%, which is actually pretty nice, but we're not going to build him with a lot of accuracy. But there's no ignore defense right now, right? So right now, to get a really uber nuker hitting really, really hard, we really, especially attack-based, we really want some ignore defense on there. So I decided to lean into, or excuse me, like try to mitigate that fact by leaning into as much ignore defense as I possibly could in today's build. So we run them with Crushing Rend even in the arena, okay? So we're gonna get the 6% extra ignore defense in this video. I've got him in Merciless. So we can get 41% ignore defense just from the Crushing Rend and the 6-piece Merciless. Now, I'm not going to spend the Starstones to get my cat's gaze on him either. So we put a St. Xavier's tribute on him, which gives him a little bit of attack, which is nice. A little bit of accuracy for that turn meter is nice as well. But he has a 15, call it a, 30% chance of placing a Veil on themselves for 1 turn at the end of their turn. The chance increases by 5%. For each 15% HP loss. So we can get that up to 40% if we have 30% HP missing. It's actually not bad for a champion that doesn't have any survivability in his kit, right? Not the best relic for him, but we'll have some fun with St. Xavier's Tribute. Crushing Render I talked about, Helm Smasher. So now we're talking, when we get the Helm Smasher procs, we can take that from a 40 up to a 66% chance when that Helm Smasher does proc as well. So now we can ignore a significant amount of defense to really, make up for the fact that this guy doesn't have any ignore defense on his big hard-hitting block revive AoE ability. One more note on this ability. Attacks all enemies. Obviously, if you try to put a stun, freeze, sleep, or provoke on him, he gets the big turn meter boost. Then you go into the Sealed Fate, attacks all enemies, decreasing their current turn meter by 15%, then attacks the targeted enemy. So this is beautiful too, because Mercurial, for example, total guard stacks, right? We can go in there if there's a reviver, for example, or a nuker for that matter, because the block revive. Let's just say there's a squishy nuker on the other team, right? We go in there and boom, with a Mercurial set on. Boom, we get rid of the Mercurial set on the AoE, and then boom, we can break through with the block revive on the subsequent hit. So really, really strong here. This is an old school champion. It's crazy to be talking about him today. I have him otherwise in Merciless. Oh, I didn't even mention the Cruel. So now we're at near 70% ignore defense when we get the Helm Smasher proc, up towards 50% when we don't. Not too bad. I'm really rolling the dice though, because I don't have survivability on here. So I did build him with attack on the chest, attack on the boots, crit damage on the gauntlet. So I built him slow with attack on those boots to get that attack sky high. That way when he gets that shot, he's gonna put him down. And he's going to block the revive. So I might have to pick him back up. So I definitely want a reviver on the same team as him. I definitely want to increase attack champion, obviously, on the same team as him. He has plenty of crit damage. He has plenty, even 272 is not that slow considering how we have him built here. Just for a little bit of added protection, I also have a reaction ring on our Foley today. That way we can hopefully mitigate a critical hit before he takes his turn. He's going to get his turn, hopefully, through that turn meter boost off his passive after he cleanses himself. All right, guys, here we are in Platinum Arena. We've got Shadow Arena for about 3 hours left here till the season is over. What are we looking at here? We got Stun over here. We got Freeze over here. We've got, Nice has a Stun in this kit as well, but not really. We're going to be hunting a little bit. Again, Hilvy with the freeze. So there's some teams that we can target here. Let's just start with this one right out the gate. We're going to run my main speed lead. Now, you can run an Arbiter. It looks like I may have fallen out, or maybe he fell out of Platinum, but you can run an an Arbiter, an Arbias, a Lazarius, basically somebody with increased attack as a turn meter booster, even if you are going to run, you know, Siffy Rose or whoever you have on your account. I didn't notice, honestly, if there's a Temporal Chains on Fabian, but the nice thing is, because of affinities here, we can play the affinities, and, oh, look at this. So we have an opening to block a revive or two right out the gate. We're going to go in. I think we can easily kill Fabian, so I'm going to try to kill Hilvy on a double hit, and hopefully we don't get 2 weak hits. So, hey, things worked out really well, right? He got frozen by Torment or something like that. He boosted himself. He went automatically. He blocked revive, even though they have a reviver, and this one's pretty much already game over, right? I mean, Hilvy and Torment are super, super strong, but not strong enough to take up the entire team by themselves. Keep in mind, again, he does die there. Look at Torment, man. Torment's like, oh, yeah, bro? Oh, yeah? You want to, what are you saying over there? Dude, look at this. He took down the whole damn team, man. That's absolutely insane. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought a big game like, oh, they're really good, but not good enough. And they almost did it, man. They almost did it. Luckily, I have things under control because Siffy's the best controller in the game right now. Not right now, just period with her sleep on that A1. I don't know. Let's see if Foley can finish him off here. It hasn't been 3 turns, but his A2 can smack pretty hard too, and it does, and there we go. A victory right out the gate, but that's the magic of Foley, right? Although I will say, holy smokes, was still with, yeah, we fell out. All right, let's get back up there. Man, things go so fast. During the 15 minutes that I was talking to you guys, I went from sharing the build, 10 minutes, whatever it was. I went from 107 was my rank to all out of platinum. That's how intense things are at the end of the season here. Anyway, let's climb back up here. Let's hunt for a team that we can take down, like Alexander the Sharpshooter. I'm actually going to go for this team. I'll be right back just to get back to platinum. All right, guys, we're back in plat. Sorry about that. No, but did you guys, oh my God, on that last match, Torment and Hilvy are nasty together, are they not? I mean, they almost stole the show right there. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. All right, let's go ahead and try to remove some buffs here, even if it means no increased attack right out the gate. This team, by the way, has Provoke on our guys, or whatever the hell his name is. So we're going to go for them. We have Foley up right now. This is beautiful. They have Raka Viletide, who's a reviver. They have Marichka, who's obviously a reviver, but she cannot revive, block revive. We have 2 Force Affinity champions. They only have 1 nuker, so let's go after them. Boom, boom, 2 hits, and we get the second hit, critical hit, block revive, and that's the beauty of Foley right now. Really, really super strong, you know? Even against a bunch of Force Affinity. Now, there is some bad RNG. You should never play into matchups like this unless you have a really strong team or a really strong option. You just got to be careful, because I guess my first tip for anybody to get better at live arena especially, or arena for that matter, it's the most obvious tip, but still people don't do it. They don't freaking do it, because it happens to me every day. Even at 20,000 trophies in live arena, people still don't draft affinities. Draft affinities. You know, if somebody goes all Force Affinity, play Duchess, play Carnage, play who you have, you know. Draft anti-affinities, and you're going to win so much more out the gate. All right, here we go. We're going to go against a really annoying team. This is why I brought Rotos too, by the way, because Rotos has never been better in this game. I'm telling you right now, he's never been better than he is right now. I do want to keep an opening here though for Foley to block revive somebody. Okay, check that out. We get the buff removal. Oh, we actually get back to the increased attack. Now we'll go. Who do you want to put down and stay down? Yeah, Armons. Everybody. Anyway, Rotos has never been better. Siffy has a lot of counters right now, but Rotos is so nasty, man. Going right through the block damage. It's so freaking powerful, man. I should have probably just let him stay and save the block damage for right now, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the world, but you never know with Nice, right? We have no ignore block. We have no ignore block damage other than Rotos' A3, which he has 1 turn away right now. He's going to get that extra turn. Ooh, gosh. Okay, Rotos. End him, baby. End him. No, we can't. We got it. We got him. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's the Rotos show, baby. Now, the nice thing is, you guys may or may not have noticed, nice pun intended, is that Nice didn't revive anybody, even though he killed my entire team. because of the block revive from Foley. This is what I'm saying, man. He's a good little punch to have in your arsenal. You're not going to be playing him every battle, but he's a good little punch to have. Let's try this team. They've got an Odin. Probably faster than us. Let's see. I don't know. This is an old school team, but they have Odin with that 40% Void aura on an all Void team. I thought for sure Sify on their team would go before us. Let's go ahead and boost and get that increased attack on the team. They have a Reviver in Marichka, obviously a Reviver in Odin, and they have a on his A3 as Guardian whatever, and then they have a Reviver in Sify. So Revivers everywhere. Let's remove some of those buffs, and now it's going to be Foley time, right? Let's get Lazarius picked back up first. All right, it's Foley time. No increase attack, though. No increase attack. And honestly, with all these buffs in the shield, I don't think I'm going to be able to kill anybody, excuse me. So I'm actually going to use the A2. Trigger the block damage, then we can choose who we want to kill here. I'm tempted to just go for Marichka right now, but Rotos can pack a punch. Without an increased attack, though, can he pack a punch big enough to kill Marichka? I don't think so. So I'm going to kill Odin. Or not. Or not. Damn it. All right. Now Rotos is really in trouble here. All right. Let's try to get revenge on this team. What do you guys think? This is what Rotos is like, hey, bro, you saw what happened last match. Just give me a second here. Okay. All right. All right. I want revenge. I want revenge against this damn team. All right. Here we go. You know what? We can't have that fear proc on Sify this time. That stupid Taurus fear, man. Oh, golly. All right. Okay. She removed it. We're good. We're good. I think we're good. Okay, they go in. That's fine. We go in. Beautiful. Let's kill. Lazarius is down. Let's try to get a kill shot on... Let's see if we can get a kill shot on Taurus, right? Boom, boom. Nope. Okay, let's get Laz up, and then he can get... I should have just went probably with Odin there. I don't know. But what I want to do is... I can't stand Taurus. I can't give him a turn. I got to get rid of him. And then we'll get rid of Odin. And then we'll just take some time to recoup our team. And then we can hopefully get back around, excuse me. But I do, you know, I should have known better. Trying to take down Taurus, man. Taurus is such a tank. Such a tank. All right, let's go ahead and swap forms with Laz and get that kill on Odin. That way we can reset the cooldowns of Sify so she can't revive. Now, I'm going to go with the A2 here. Does some decent damage, and it is kind of one of the downsides on Foley. What I'm going to try to do is deal with Sify first. Nope, take it back. I'll pop with the faded. Oh, man, okay. All right, that's cool. Aspect of Suroth. Let's buff up. So I'm 2 turns away from that sealed fate, so we just have to go for it here. Let's just nuke him down, and there we go. All right, cool, cool, cool. One more. All right, guys, one more run before we go to Fire Knight really quickly. I'll show you that Fire Knight team because, you know, I mentioned it, so you might as well. So we're going to go in here, kind of the same thing. What do we have right now? We have a Hilvy team. We've got a Lockout in Fabian. We've got the big fella in, what's his face? Marius, excuse me. And, what happened, though, there? What happened? Again, I love going against a Fabian here because of all the weak hits, so we didn't put the skill on cooldown, right? So we're going to go ahead and take care of their biggest threat. Block revive on Marius, and they haven't even actually frozen me yet. Now they freeze, and now we get that big turn meter fill. Fantastic. Now we can go in with a quick A1 or an A2 somewhere. Let's go ahead and let's just try to go. Let's go for Lady Noelle. Again, quad hitter. Each hit doing pretty good. Let me see the multipliers on his A1, right? So on his A1, he's got a 0.9 multiplier, but it's a 4-time hit, right? So not too bad, 3.6 when you add it all together, and then a 1.5 quad hit, and then the 4, which is a godlike damage rating, plus the extra hit on that A3 ability, right? So this one is, I think, pretty much over here. Let's reduce some of that turn meter. And let's get her down. There we go. Boom. Maybe see if we can get the last shot. There it is. Let's go into Fire Knight. All right, guys, here we go. Fire Knight, stage 10, hard mode. We've got Mikage. We've got Crowd in the blue. We've got another ally attacker, Cardial in this case. We have Foley, and we have Newt on the team. So here we go, guys. On the team setup here, I'm leaving all the best abilities, all the hard-hitting abilities until the second wave here, for Foley at least, aka the Sealed Fate ability. So this first wave is going to take the longest, and then after that, we're going to plow through this, hopefully. So this is not the fastest run that I can have on the entire account, but it's, I feel like it's not a free-to-play team, certainly, but a little bit more accessible, considering that Cardio, although his A2 helps with the restored HP and whatnot, the idea is that Fire Knight Shield is never going back up again anyway, so it's not imperative for this run. You could run like a Fat Man or whomever in place of him. It's not speed-tuned either. I just have everybody as fast as I could while also getting the accuracy thresholds that I need. Look at that Sealed Fate, man, go down on that second wave. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. So we're going to lead right in with the ally attack in Mikage. Then we're going to do ally attack on Cardio in a moment. Here we go. And now, Cryoden of the Blue, as well as Newt, are going to be in charge of hammering away with those A1s to reduce that Fire Knight's turn meter. You can see that Foley placed that decreased defense on the Fire Knight as well. Now we're going to go in with the A1. I guess he must have... Oh, he didn't have a Sealed Fate, obviously, off cooldown after destroying that last wave. So Newt comes in with a big hammer, and we're already back to an ally attack from Mikage. Thus, turn meter reduction, thanks to Newt's A1. And then Foley comes in again. I have his A2 shut off, as you guys can see. So I'm just hammering away with that A1 and the A3 Sealed Fate, which should end things on his next shot. So here we go. A few shots on Newt. And then Foley, one more Sealed Fate, or an A1 will do it too. There it is. So not a bad strategy. Of course, using Foley as a wave nuker, as well as to get that Fire Knight shield down, and with his A1, apply the decreased defense. Man, I love Foley. Hopefully you guys have a new appreciation for this old school champion. Is he meta-defining? Is he an S-tier meta champion? Certainly not, but it is fun extracting value out of these some of these OG champions, some of these original champions inside the game. We're going to end it there, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have an old school champion that you use and you love, a little off meta, or when they zig, you zag, one of those type of deals, go ahead and let me know about it in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a video spotlighting your favorite champion. In the meantime, in case you missed my building a random team with 5 primal shards, the cat's out of the bag. I'm gonna tell you guys, I pulled a mythical champion in that video out of the 5 primal shards. You can see it right there on the screen. Thanks for watching, and as always, take care, guys.